These are the steps we go through to consistently produce short-term rentals that make over $100,000 a year and more money than every other Airbnb in the markets that we operate in across the country. First strategy we need to address is your capacity. That is your guest count and your bed count. We can accommodate literally every search that anyone puts in on Airbnb for this area, and we can actually accommodate more than that. But 16 is almost always the target when you have a house that's larger than 3 bedrooms. Just in this house alone, we've got 1 bed, 2nd bed, 3rd bed. So far, I've only shown you king beds. King beds are king. Double king, bonus bed in our Harry Potter closet. The next one, trundle bed in our movie room. That's 2 more beds. That's it because it pulls out from underneath. We're at 6. Let's go count some more. Another bedroom with a king bed. That's 7. 7 beds in 4 bedrooms that we visited, but there's more, come on. We've got a bunk bed right here. That's 2 more beds. That brings us to 9. This chair folds out into a bed. That's 10, but there's more. Rollaway bed. That's 11. And another trundle bed. That's 2 more beds. 12, 13 beds. Next, amenities, all right? So we went through capacity, now amenities. The amenities that we're doing in this property, all the best ones that we've seen and used over the years, starting with dedicated workspace and not just a desk and a chair, but we're actually got a screen, we got a dongle so you can hook just about any computer to that screen. So now people can do dual screen work when they're here, lamp, clock, printer with paper, a stand for your computer, for your laptop that you bring, and also a walking pad, all right? That's our dedicated workstation amenity. Now, in this house, our unique offering amenity, if you will, is a movie room. We've got the multi-game table. This has ping pong, air hockey, foosball. We've got TVs in every room except the kitchen. Pac-Man game. We've got a hot tub. We've got a sauna, fire pit seating. Our fully stocked kitchen always includes a coffee bar where we just do the Keurig and ground, and we always keep this full for every guest. Both of these should be full every time, all right? Everything else you need in a kitchen ever. If you have it in your kitchen and you use your kitchen, you cook a lot of food in it, that's what you need in your Airbnb. So we've covered capacity amenities, and the third core strategy is style. And the purpose of style is just to get people to stop scrolling and look at your listing. That's really it, in my opinion. If you show up and someone shows up to your house and you have minimal to no style, it's just a white box, but they have a great time, they enjoy their stay, they get what they expected, they're gonna leave you a good review. So again, I really see no other purpose, or at least primary purpose, for your design and your style, but to catch people's attention when they're searching on Airbnb. And so what we do to catch people's eyes is we like to do a lot of contrasting colors. And so you'll notice we got drapes everywhere throughout the house. And our drapes, our curtains, are always a different color than the surrounding area. They stand out. They're bold and vibrant, and they're different than anything else around them, all right? Another thing you can do is have either colorful furniture or colorful throw blankets and throw pillows on the furniture. So if this was a beige or a white couch, a non-vibrant, bold colored couch, you better believe we would probably have an orange throw blanket and blue pillows. Here's some tips and tricks that will help you get 5-star reviews on Airbnb. One that I really like is what I call an early check-in gift. So if the property is ready to go, in other words, it was not a same-day turnover. Let's say I have someone checking out today, the house gets clean after that checkout, and I don't have someone checking in until tomorrow. I'm gonna contact that guest at 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm just gonna send them a text and say, the house is ready, check in whenever you like. It is such an incredible gesture. You are giving them a positive experience before they've even stepped foot in the house. You're telling them that you care about the experience that they have, and it sets the tone for the rest of the stay. You can screw up in other little areas, and they're gonna be way more forgiving because you're not one of those hosts that's so strict about your rules and all this. Like, hey, we're here to make sure that you have a good time, and we're gonna start off by letting you in super early. So that's one of my favorites. If you need a plan to turn things around for your short-term rental and get it doubling or tripling the money it's currently making, just click the link below in the description, fill out the form, send us your Airbnb. We will tell you exactly what you need to do to turn things around. This is free, no cost, no obligation, worth it, do it. All right, so let's talk about exposure. How many prospective guests are seeing your listing? At the end of the day, Airbnb, VRBO, Bookings.com, all of them, they're just search engines for vacation rentals, so you need to search engine optimize your listing. Airbnb only shows you 25 listings per page and 15 pages. That's 300 listings, right? So when you're in a market that has more than 300 listings, step one is just showing up in the search results. And step two is show up as high in the search results as possible. Now, this listing averages page 2, placement number 31. But if we dig a little deeper, you can see here that for searches for 9 guests, we're showing up on page 1, position number 3. And with this listing, as we get higher in search requests, with higher guest count search requests, we actually end up showing up in first position. All right, so 10 guest search, we're showing up position number 2. And then as you can see right there, for 16 guests, page 1, position 1. So our exposure is great. We're not only showing up in searches, but we're the first option available. So that's good. Airbnb likes us. Now back to the customer journey funnel, if you will. You gotta show up, but you also gotta get clicked on when you show up in those search results, okay? And we got an 18.22% click-through rate. So that means about 1 out of every 5 guests that we show up in front of, they click on our listing, okay? And then 10% of them booked, or 1 out of 10 of those guests subsequently booked the property. So these are pretty good numbers across the board. We're pretty much leading the local market on that front. We're beating, our competitors' numbers there. So we're good across the board on exposure. How we get to these types of numbers, different story. Part of it is the design amenities, but a lot of it has to do with just how you manage your listing and prices. Finally, revenue management, okay? Your last strategy that you've got to consider. So we projected $140,000 gross revenue potential for this property when we launched it. We're at $135,000. So we're doing pretty good. And it's May right now. This is for the year 2026 that we're currently in, all right? It is May. So looking at the occupancy for the year, or for the rest of the year rather, we've been in the mid 70s to high 80s historically as time comes and goes. And then looking forward into the future, you can see, August here and September, etc. We're in the mid 20s. So we've got some bookings, we've got about a quarter of the month booked, and we expect our occupancy to be between 70 and 85% when the month actually comes and passes. So we're gonna blow $140,000 out of the water. Our revenue manager has been managing prices very well and beating projection, which of course you always wanna do, right? You have a number, you have a target you shoot at, it's great to hit it, but it's even better to blow it out of the water, which this property is doing, all right? So those are the 6 strategies that you need to consider, right? The 6 separate concepts that kind of interplay that you got to consider to make any short-term rental successful, all right? Capacity, amenities, style, your hospitality practices, how hospitable are you? Your exposure, at least be aware that Airbnb is a search engine and do things to show up often, right? And finally, manage your revenue, right? Manage your price as well. Advertise the highest nightly rate you can that captures a booking, right? Is the goal of that. You nail all 6 of those strategies, you blow projections out of the water as evidence. And by the way, if you fancy an acronym, which I do, CASHER.
Most STR operators don't know how much operations impacts performance. If you want an inside look of where your systems are breaking down, click the link below for your free STR analysis.